Today we're building a simple Liaison PHP app. Now, Liaison is a framework I built to build websites and build back-end applications that you can share between websites so that software ideally is more portable. We'll start by writing a composer.json and setting up the minimum stability to be dev. Then we're going to composer require tailf/liaison. It installs the v0.5 branch, hopefully without a hitch. We'll refresh and see that we have a vendor directory. Now we need a script to deliver our website. I like to call this deliver.php. Now we'll instantiate Liaison. I call it Lia for short. It's less to type. It's so much less to type. Then there's a built-in server package which we need to initialize. There's a set of add-ons that come with it that handle the routing and caching and views and all kinds of things. So we'll do main equals new, not new. There's a static function for this. Lia package server main. And then we have to set up our actual website. So site is a new server package, Lia package server. Takes Liaison as the first argument, name as the second argument. We'll call it site. And then the directory of the site. So we'll use this. And we'll come back and we'll make a site directory. And the only thing else we have to do here is Lia deliver. Now let's start our web server. php-S localhost 3000 deliver.php. You can use any port. It doesn't have to be 3000, but that's pretty standard. Oh, I forgot to pass Liaison to the main server call, so let's do that. Refresh. Of course, we still don't see anything because we haven't actually set up any routes yet. So the simplest way to do routing is with the public folder. I'm going to make the public folder and a view folder. We'll use the view folder in just a minute. In the public folder, we'll make an index.php file, and we'll put something in it. Homepage p. Yep, that's what it is. Refresh, and we have a homepage already. We can view source and see that there is HTML. There's even this CSS file. There is a built-in theme with Liaison. You won't really want to use it. It's not robust. It's just a placeholder. So let's do that. Let's make a theme. Let's copy this, make our life a little bit easier. To make the theme, we just make a theme.php file in the view folder for our site. Now, this link here is generated. All of our CSS files will be compiled and then cached. And then we'll have this link output here. So to make all that happen, we put a call to Lia get head HTML and output that. Then down here, this is the content we displayed, but this view has a content variable passed to it. Every view will have access to the Lia variable and the content variable. You can also pass additional variables to your views, and there's more you can do, but let's not get into it right now. Let's refresh, and you see that that's working. We can, I don't know, let's say make this is my site. Why are you yelling at me? So you see that the theme is working. I'm going to delete that because it's ugly. Okay, so we've installed Liaison. We've set up a deliver script, wrote a home page, and I guess we wrote our theme. Now let's make an actual view. A nice sample view is just like an article preview, which is going to be something simple like now you can see that I wrote this echo title and echo description. So those are parameters we can pass to a view when we display one explicitly. So we'll go back to our home page and display the views. So we'll view, the name of it is article preview, just like the file we named. And then the second parameter is the title and the description. So title is all right. Now we'll go refresh our homepage, and you see that we have this I Love Bears article preview added. Let's add another one just because. What did I do wrong? Oh, yeah, I didn't close the PHP tag earlier. No biggie. And you can see that's displaying as well. But there's absolutely no styling yet, so so we want to style this. Let's do that. Ideally, you'll want to style your theme too, but so we'll make an article preview.css file, and we'll style that node. I want to put a border on it. This is not a course in good design. I can do that, but I'm not doing it today. So we added this CSS file to put a border and a color blue on the title, which is going to be ugly. But there we go. It works. In an ideal world, whoops. In an ideal world, you would have a link to the actual page, and this would all be database connected. And you can set all that stuff up yourself. There is no databasing built into Liaison. That's on you to do the way you want to. I personally like to use PDO pretty directly, but there's a lot of options out there, and I'm not going to go over that today. Right, now that we have set up the basic website, and taught you about a view, let's add a dynamic route. So there's two ways you can do it. There's this add route function, bear name. And this is one of the things about Liaison that's not really great. These route and response objects are pretty and they're not well documented. To make this work, you do response content equals whatever, and that's how you actually change the content. So we'll come back to this in a moment. Just comment that out, and we're going to do a dynamic route in the public folder. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Slash with the curly braces and bear, that turns bear into a parameter. So we're just going to do a very simple echo. I'm going to echo bear name is whatever's passed in the URL. In production, this is bad because whatever, it's not good. But it'll get the point across, I hope. So now we have that public file, and we come over to localhost 3000 / Cuddles. I have a stuffed bear named Cuddles, and I love him. We could go to a different URL like Sasha, and now we have a bear named Sasha, baby seems like a weird name for a bear. I guess Sasha would maybe be a weird name for a bear too. I don't know. I'm not a bear expert. I do love them though. Now let's add a dynamic route through a function. Let's do bears slash bear name. I'm really not being very creative here, am I? Whatever dot route param bear name. This, you see what it does. So let's go to bears slash whatever cuddles, and you see that's working as well. So this is a pretty simple example of Liaison. There is quite a bit more that it can do. The documentation is pretty mediocre. The documentation actually needs a lot of work, so I'm not really recommending you get into using Liaison just yet, unless you really want to look at the code base and come to really understand it. You can look at the API documentation if you don't want to browse through the classes yourselves, but the API documentation isn't anything fancy. It's just a list of properties and a list of methods. And I haven't gone over the Liaison object yet, so it might be hard for you to understand what all of this is doing. Once you have a feel for it, it's not quite so complicated, but before you have a feel for it, there's some overhead to really understanding the architecture and how you can make everything work for you. So this video kind of sucks. I'm not very proud of it, but it's a video, and it's the first one I've made about Liaison. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you have gained some interest in Liaison, and hope you'll come back to it in the future when I have more educational content, better documentation, and thank you for watching.